She told me stop being so needy. I'm allowed to have guys buy me drinks. I left. Now she sent me 50 plus messages begging me back, and turns out she's way needier than I am. My girlfriend, Lila, had a habit of flirting just a little too much when we went out. Nothing technically cheating, or at least that's what she always insisted, but enough to leave me feeling like I was standing next to someone auditioning for attention. That night we were at a crowded rooftop bar with her friends. Music loud, lights low, the usual. I put my arm around her waist while we waited for our drinks, and she pulled away with an annoyed sigh. Stop being so needy, she snapped, loud enough for her friends to hear. I'm allowed to have guys buy me drinks. Her friends laughed. One of the guys near us, some stranger in a designer shirt, raised his eyebrows like he'd just been invited. I just stood there, staring at her. She didn't even look at me. She just adjusted her hair and waved at the bartender, like I was something she could set aside while she went to enjoy herself. That was the moment something clicked. Not anger, not jealousy, just clarity, like a fog lifting. I finished my drink, flagged the bartender, closed the tab, the whole tab, hers included. Then I grabbed my jacket and said quietly, "Enjoy the attention." She didn't even realize I was leaving until I was almost at the stairs. "Wait, where are you going?" she asked, confused, like she expected me to stand there until she decided she was done performing. "Home," I said. "Since I'm so needy, I'll get out of your way." And I walked out. I wasn't dramatic. Didn't raise my voice. Didn't guilt trip her. I just left. 10 minutes later, while I was already halfway home, my phone buzzed. Then buzzed again. Then again. Her first message. "Where did you go?" Then, "Seriously? Are you kidding me right now?" Then, "Come back." By the time I got in the door, she'd sent 14 messages. By midnight, it was 37. By morning, over 50, including calls, voice notes, and one long paragraph about how she didn't mean it like that, and she just likes attention, and she didn't think I'd actually leave. Turns out, she was a lot needier than she claimed I was. By noon the next day, my phone was vibrating nonstop. Not from work, not from friends, just Lila. Text number 52. "You're being dramatic. You literally abandoned me." Text number 53. "Can we talk? Please." Text number 54. A voice note. Her breathing hard, voice trembly. "Can you please stop ignoring me? I don't know why you're upset. I didn't do anything wrong." I didn't respond. I wasn't playing games. I was just done. Around 2 p.m., I got another message, not from her this time, but from her best friend, Marcy. "Dude, she's losing her mind. She showed up to brunch crying." I didn't answer that either. I spent the rest of the afternoon doing normal things: groceries, cleaning, laundry. It was peaceful quiet. The kind of quiet you don't realize you've been missing until it fills your home. Around 6 p.m., the door to my apartment started pounding. Not knocking, pounding. I looked through the peephole. Lila, mascara smudged, hair messy, standing there like she'd sprinted across the city. "Open the door," she yelled. I opened it a crack, not to be cruel, just enough to show boundaries existed now. She pushed her hand against the doorframe. "Why are you doing this to me?" "To you?" I repeated. "I left because you told me you didn't care if other guys hit on you." "That's not what I meant," she cried. "I was just joking. Everyone jokes like that." "No," I said calmly. "You weren't joking. You meant every word. And you got what you wanted. You wanted space, attention, independence. Here it is." She froze, like no one had ever spoken to her without bending over backward to keep her happy. "Please," she whispered. "I didn't think you'd actually leave." And there it was, the truth. She thought I was permanent, endless, background furniture, someone who'd stay no matter how many times she treated me like a prop. "Lila," I said, "you called me needy, in front of people, and then expected me to just wait while you flirted." She wrapped her arms around herself, shaking. I know. I screwed up. Please don't walk away from me." Her eyes filled with tears, real ones now, not the dramatic ones she used to win arguments. But I didn't move, didn't grab her shoulders, didn't comfort her. I just looked at her, really looked, and realized she wasn't crying because she cared about me. She was crying because she lost control. She reached for my hand, and I stepped back. That broke her. "Please," she whispered again. "I'll stop. I'll change. I won't go out with my friends without you. I won't talk to guys. Just tell me what to do." And suddenly it hit me. She never wanted a relationship. She wanted an audience. And I wasn't interested in being one anymore. Lila, I said quietly, I think the healthiest thing for both of us is space. Her face twisted like I'd slapped her. No, she said. No, you can't just. But I gently closed the door. Her last words muffled through the wood as she slid down to sit in the hallway. Please, I need you. Funny, because 2 nights ago, I was apparently the needy one. For the next 2 days, things were quiet. Suspiciously quiet. No knocks. No tears in the hallway. No sudden ambushes at my job. But the texts continued, slower now, more desperate, like she'd started rationing whatever pride she had left. Text number 61. I can't sleep. Can we talk? Text number 65. I know I messed up. Please don't give up on me. Text number 72. Are you seeing someone? Is that why you're ignoring me? I ignored everything. Not to punish her. That wasn't the goal. I was just done carrying a relationship she had treated like a stage. Around day 3, I got another message from Marcy. This one was different. Okay, real question. Are you trying to break her? I answered. No. I'm just giving her the space she said she wanted. Marcy replied instantly. Well, she regrets everything. Also, the guys from the bar told everyone what she said to you. She looks awful right now. I blinked at that. Apparently, when she told me, loud enough for half the bar to hear. Stop being so needy. I'm allowed to have guys buy me drinks. A couple of those guys weren't amused. One of them, the one in the designer shirt, messaged me himself on Instagram. Bro, just wanted to say sorry. Didn't know she was taken. She acted single. Then he added. Also, she got pissed when we told her what she said wasn't cool. Thought you should know. That alone told me everything about her mindset. She wasn't sad because she hurt me. She was sad because her audience turned on her. On day 4, just as I thought things might calm down, my building manager buzzed me from downstairs. There's a woman here saying she needs to talk to you, he said. She looks upset. Of course she did. I came down to find Lila standing in the lobby, holding a coffee like a peace offering. She looked smaller than usual. Deflated. No makeup, hair tied back, eyes puffy from crying. Hi, she said quietly. Hi. She held out the coffee. I didn't know what you liked, so I just guessed. I didn't take it. She slowly lowered her hand. Can we talk? Please, she asked. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're not, I said calmly. You're just not getting the attention you're used to. Her lips parted like she wanted to argue, but she stopped herself. Can we go upstairs? She whispered. No, I said gently. We can talk here. She looked around the lobby. People walking past, someone checking mail, and she wrapped her arms around herself like the world suddenly felt too big. I'm sorry, she said, voice cracking. I was stupid. I thought. I don't know what I thought. I guess I assumed you'd always be there, no matter what. I nodded. I know. And when you walked away, she swallowed hard. It felt like the ground disappeared. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this. Lila, I said. I didn't walk away to punish you. I walked away because I finally understood what you saw me as. She looked up. And what's that? A placeholder. She flinched like the word hit her in the stomach. No, she whispered. No, you're not. Lila, I said softly. If I hadn't walked out that night, you wouldn't be here now. She didn't deny it. Tears filled her eyes, slowly spilling over. I never wanted to lose you, she said, voice breaking. I just took you for granted. And now I can't breathe without thinking you're gone for good. I stayed silent. Then she asked the question she'd been avoiding the entire time. Is this fixable? I looked at her, really looked, and saw someone terrified of losing control, not someone terrified of losing me. Maybe that sounds harsh, but when someone only realizes your value after public humiliation, panic, and silence, it says everything. I don't know, I answered honestly, but I do know we can't go back to how things were. She nodded slowly, tears falling. I'll do anything, she whispered. Just tell me what you need. I exhaled. Time, I said. And space. Real space. She closed her eyes like the words physically hurt. But she nodded. Okay, she whispered. If that's what you need. She turned to leave, shoulders shaking, hoodie sleeves wiping tears, and for the first time in a long time, I felt nothing but relief. Not triumph. Not revenge. Just freedom. She left the lobby without looking back. And my phone, for the first time in a week, stayed silent. The quiet after she walked out of the lobby felt unreal. Like my apartment had been vacuum sealed. No buzzing, no vibrating, no pleading paragraphs breaking through the silence. Just me. Alone. And honestly, it felt good. For the first time in months, I heard my own thoughts without background noise. I made dinner for myself, sat at the table without checking my phone, and realized how much of the relationship had been spent trying to preempt her moods, her insecurities, her craving for male attention that mysteriously never included me. The next morning, I woke up to a single message from her. I'm giving you space like you asked. I hope one day you'll talk to me again. No desperation, no drama, just acceptance. It was the first message of hers that didn't feel manipulative. And that, weirdly, is what broke me a little. Not because I wanted her back, but because it made me see how long we'd both been living in a dynamic where she expected me to chase, and I expected her to take me for granted. Space made everything brutally clear. 1. I wasn't lonely. I was peaceful. The next 2 weeks were quiet. Work, gym, cooking, reading, actual sleep. No hypervigilance. No wondering whose attention she was chasing. No apologizing for feelings I barely had time to understand. I didn't block her. I didn't stalk her socials. I didn't ask mutual friends for updates. I just lived. And in that stillness, I realized something simple. If peace feels like a breakup, the relationship wasn't love, it was exhaustion. 2. Her last attempt came softly, not dramatically. About 2 weeks after the lobby conversation, she sent one more message. Not long, not chaotic, just this. You were right. You deserved better than how I treated you. If you ever want to talk, you know where I am. If not, thank you for the time we had. I'm genuinely sorry. I stared at it for a long time. Because it didn't come from panic. It didn't come from pride. It came from clarity, her own this time. I typed out a reply 3 times and deleted all of them. Not because I wanted to punish her. Not because I wanted to leave her hanging. But because I didn't have anything more to say. She'd finally said everything that mattered. And I'd already let go. So I gave her the only closure I could give, silence that wasn't angry. Wasn't bitter, wasn't cruel. Just final. 3. What moving on really looked like. I didn't jump into dating right away. Didn't download apps. Didn't go to bars. What I did do was started running again. Repainted my living room. Spent more time with my brother. Learned how to cook 3 actual dishes. Rediscovered how it felt not to walk on eggshells. Healing wasn't dramatic. It wasn't cinematic. It wasn't even painful most of the time. It was slow, quiet, gradual, more like stretching a muscle that had been clenched for too long. Every day, life felt a little lighter. 4. The last time I saw her. Around a month later, I ran into her at a grocery store. She looked calmer. Not broken. Not frantic. Just normal. She hesitated, then gave a small, sad smile. Hi, she said softly. Hey. We stood there in front of the produce section, holding baskets. And for the first time, there was no tension. No bitterness. No unfinished business. She looked me in the eyes and said, I'm really glad you walked away that night. It forced me to look at myself. I nodded. I'm glad you're doing better. We didn't hug. We didn't reminisce. We didn't exchange promises of friendship or staying in touch. We just nodded at each other, 2 people who had finally accepted the truth. Sometimes the lesson hurts both people, but it saves them in the long run. She walked left. I walked right. And that was the end. 5. What I learned. Not the cheesy, inspirational poster kind of lesson. Just a simple, adult truth. Someone who treats you like an option will never turn you into a priority unless you leave. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. And when you finally choose yourself, the right people, the ones who value peace, respect, and reciprocity, start appearing in your life naturally. I'm not dating anyone yet. Not rushing it. I'm enjoying my coffee alone, my clean apartment, my steady pulse, my quiet mornings. And for now, that's enough. More than enough.